What's going on, fuckers? It's another Metal Month. Josh's Metal Nights! And I'm rolling solo for now. We'll have a couple people pop on here in a minute. But I think Joker did his 20 hours of streaming, so he's probably sleeping. We'll see if TK can make it. Josh, he's handling some other shit. And
yeah, Matt said you were dealing with, some external issues, let's say, when I was talking to.
Oh shit.
Or as he phrased it, some drama.
Very bad drama. Bad drama. But fuck that shit.
Hey, no metal before hose.
Right? Dude, well, not to mention, man, me and my big mouth,
yeah.
a couple other streams, I couldn't hold back, and I said some things that leaked its way back, so I gotta watch. I can't, dude, I wear my heart on my sleeve. I don't give a fuck.
Well, I figure, no one's going to get out of this alive. Why? If you don't have to be reserved, don't be. I'm not saying go to your job and tell your boss he's a cunt, but hey, if it's on a live stream, fuck it.
Right? Well, see, that's what happens, man. Some of the, like I said, I have my other channel, like my, where I do horror and other stuff. So some of her friends, I guess, were creeping because they see me posting links on Facebook. And they just happened to be on when I was yakking my mouth. And I'm getting text messages the next morning. Oh, so you want to tell the whole world your shit, huh? Fuck it.
Yeah, that's why I don't do too much with Facebook, because you say a few things, they blow it up. And they make stories, too. They're like, Kareem said he went to this place, and he didn't take his girlfriend. What does that mean? It means you should mind your own fucking business.
Oh, they should, man. But I'm Joker. He's probably not going to be with us tonight. Hey, what's up, Felix? He was doing fucking, I think he did like 3 streams straight yesterday, which is crazy. And the other Josh, I found out 10 minutes before we started, he's not going to be able to make it. We got T-Wim to be on any minute, though.
All right, the one-man fucking band.
Yeah, TK's the man, dude. But
I invited the band.
Yeah, man. Like I said, they want to pop on, they can pop on. But I don't know if you've seen the title.
Is it everybody allowed tonight, or is it? Because I'm
kind of confused.
Because you had some streams where it was just you guys, and I'm like, yeah, send me the link. Like, it's just the original crew.
Like I said, I mean, I don't know if I said who it was supposed to be on that stream, but I don't give a fuck at this point. It was supposed to be Jim LaMarca from Chimera.
Yeah, and he never came on.
Yeah, dude, he said he was down. He'll be on. He gave me a time that he would pop on. I sent the link. And normally, we used to do pre-recorded interviews. Like, we would do what we're doing now, but it wouldn't be live. And then I would just upload it and or download it to my computer, edit it, and then put it up. So when we have a guest on for the first time and we do it live, we try to like keep it, just a couple people. Because there's like 6, 7 people on, and this dude's never been on before. I don't want to overwhelm him and I'm not want to come back. Especially, dude, Chimera was one of my favorite bands. Like,
actually, in my opinion, like when I do my power hour or I do something live, I want a bunch of people show up so it goes, oh, this show's pretty popular. That's how I look at it. Oh, wow, he has a real active panel. Because if I just invite him and just me and him, he'd be like, well, I thought it was a show. Like, where's
I was a little touchy with that one because, like I said, that's like my next to Pantera and down, like through the 2000s, dude. I mean, I got tattooed on me, dude. I was obsessed with that fucking band. And the fact that he even said, yeah, I was like, fucking A. Now, Rob Arnold, the lead guitarist, he said he'll come on mid-January. He's putting some finishing touches on a solo project. And he said it'll be out mid-January. Then he'll come on. Because I've been nagging that dude for months. And when Jim started acting like, not answering, I was like, what's up, Rob? You ready to come on yet? And he's like, mid-January, bro.
I think the problem I have with people is like they'll make a time, they'll commit. I have the same problem with my mail. They're like, "We'll be there. We'll be this time. We'll get your band on. Woo! We're there for you." Oh, hey Kareem. Wendy's has a new sandwich deal, so I can't be there. I'm like, excuses I've ever heard. Just commit. Just don't be a bitch.
Yeah, I mean, some of them get really weird, man. Like, I don't understand. Like, especially if they'll ask, like, "Oh, is it your live show or is this like a pre-recorded one?" And I know a lot of them, like I said, for the first time, because when I reach out to them, one of the first things I make a point to say, I'll send them a link to like one of the ones we've done before, and I'll let them know, dude, feel free to, say whatever the fuck you want. It don't matter. You're gonna see an edited version. What we plan on putting up before we even put it up, because when you get into the zone and you're bullshitting with somebody, you might slip something out that you're like, fuck, maybe I shouldn't have told them that, and I don't want it to be like, oh, you put that part in there and now I'm having beef with this dude now because he heard me say he's an asshole, or
I don't get. Here's the thing. I figure it's an online show. It's not like it's not a job interview. You're not meeting the Pope. You're not meeting like someone. Metalheads are not necessarily, I'm sure Zach Wilde and them maybe dress up, but like I don't really think they give a fuck. Like I'm sure they've all said some shit too.
Right. Everybody we've interviewed has been super cool. The only person we kind of had, and it wasn't like we had an issue with him, but he was a dickhead. And that was Terry Glaze, the original singer of Pantera. And I made, we all kept our mouth shut about it for a while, just never put the interview up. And then finally we're like, you know what, fuck that dude. And like he was a dickhead. So that's why his interview never made it on the channel.
At least you're not like Phil Anselmo. You're like, white power, white power, white power. Yeah. And he pulls up a Confederate flag. 2 days later, oh, I didn't mean it. I love everybody. I was drinking some Chardonnay, and that's why I said it. I'm like, Phil.
Yeah, the white wine.
Yeah, I don't.
Did you see the interview he did with Eddie Trunk about that situation? If not, I'll find it and I'll send you the link, dude.
Is he a white supremacist or not? I think I would bet my money he has some prejudice.
I don't know. See, well, that's the thing. Like, I don't think he is, but some of the shit he has said, it looks that way because. Like I said, you got to see the Eddie Trunk interview he did, man. Like, it was like an hour and a half, and he finally just came out and said the reason he did it, and it sounds stupid, was he had hecklers that were calling him a racist and yelling all that shit to him, and he even called him out. And if you watch the actual last song all the way up to where he does that, he calls him out. He's like, come up on fucking stage and just call me that. Come up here and say that. Come on up here. And they wouldn't come up. So he said, in the heat of the moment, he was all drunk, just to be an asshole. He did it to him, just, but if you hear about his upbringing, that's why I don't think he's, racist. Because, I mean, he was around black people. He had black people in his household growing up. He was babysitted by a transgender man and shit. Like, so, I mean, I don't think he is, but there has been some incidences where it's hard not to believe he may be, but I'm going to say no, because that guy's Jesus to me.
I'm going to say, okay, fine, but I'm going to say, like, I don't know. I don't think, maybe he's not, but he's not the best decision maker in life. Hey, your back's broken.
Yeah, he was way too.
Just
way.
Stop your tour. Like, if your back's going to give out. It's like my doctor saying, you keep doing this, you'll die. Quit for a while. Like, no, it's for the fans. What are you going to do? Hair. I'm like, come on, Phil. Like, he's a good vocalist, but he's not, I don't know. He's not a critical thinker.
Yeah, I think he's like how I am with certain shit.
He just doesn't, he seems to be sporadic.
Yeah. You don't really put too much thought in to what comes out your mouth. And then you're like, oh, shit. And speaking of Phil, though, did you see he just did 2 shows down in Texas with Scour, man. and they did some Pantera covers, and not too bad, man, not too bad.
Guy's in like 7 bands.
Yeah, right now, dude, I just can't wait. The Illegals are there. It looks like something's gonna be popping off tour wise. I hope.
I will say with Phil, all I've ever known him to do is just bands, 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 bands. Like that's all I've known about him. I don't think he does anything. Like I'd be surprised if he has a social life outside of just playing music.
I can't think of the other band he just announced. It's got Steve Taylor in it.
Like, does he do anything outside like music?
I don't know.
Which is good.
He's real into boxing, but I don't think he don't box. He write. I don't know if he still writes the column or not. He was writing a column for a boxing magazine for a while, and yeah, like right now, like I can't think of the fucking name of the band. He just announced another band, but yeah, he's got them, Scour, the Illegals, Super Joint. I mean, Down's obviously on a hiatus at the moment. That I fucking love Down, dude. That's my shit.
Yeah, the fuck, man. I was in 2 bands at once. I was doing Feast and I was just like, that's insane. Like it was legitimately too hard to do.
Oh, I see. That's what I don't know how. I mean, a few of the bands, like the Illegals, that's got 2 people from Super Joint in it. So I mean, a couple of them, it's the same dudes. Maybe add 1 or 2 other guys. I mean, Scour, that's nobody that's in any of his other bands. Biker Charlie said, "Does he Kareem on his girlfriend?"
When she asked me to.
But yeah, dude, they fucking they did Slaughtered, and I mean the guitar tone's definitely way fucking different, obviously, but vocal wise, it sounded pretty fucking badass. I wish to God I could have went down to see them. It was in Austin and at the Rail Club where I seen War Beast.
Woo!
I can't remember the name of the other venue, but Mike DeLeon, he's in the Illegals. He's been on our show fucking 10 fucking times. His band Flesh Hoarder got to open up for him, which is badass.
Nice. If you're Phil, you could just play a whole show with your set. Just be like, I'm opening up for Down. And then, who are you? We're the Illegals. And then, who are you? We're War Beast. Who are you? We're Crowbar. Well, I don't think he's in Crowbar. But
well, that's actually cool, though. With War Beast, Bruce and Scott Shelby were actually down there for the show. There was a lot of cool pictures of them hanging out with Phil.
Yeah, see, the problem is we have nowhere for him to go. Where would he go, Mr. Smalls in Pittsburgh? Because we looked at the Altar Bar. I guess it's a church now. I'm like, what the fuck? Because the place to go for hardcore music. Well, that and Mr. Smalls. The Rex is a little bit nicer. I don't necessarily see. Maybe Down would come to that, but I don't necessarily see.
I seen Down at Altar Bar, which floored me. I could not. When I seen they were coming to Pittsburgh, I was like, fucking A, man. And then Altar Bar, I was like, how the fuck are they going to pull this? And then even Jimmy Bauer, he was outside. This was long before I was doing Metal Monday. But he came outside, was just standing there bullshitting, and I had bought a VIP pass. So there was like a separate line for us to go in. And he came out and was like bullshitting. And he was like, man, and he remembered the Rex. He's like, man, I thought we were going to play that Rex Theater. This place is small.
Yeah. See, actually, Matt was telling me, like, they messaged on Facebook. I don't know if it was the Legals or who it was or Down. But he's like, where should we go? And you're like, Pittsburgh, Pittsburgh, Pittsburgh. And I was like, yeah, we'll open up for them. Because that would jumpstart everything right there. Because my friend was showing me this thing about a couple of bands. They lost $9,000 at their tour, but then they got so many contacts. They started opening up for like newer bands like Periphery, Animals as Leaders, if you know any of them.
I've heard of Periphery. I've never heard of the other one.
They're more technical, but the point is, like, all you have to do is meet like a few people get chill with them, and then that you really like, not just like in a goofy Hollywood way, but like, hey, I met Phil, and then we opened up. Then it can go like, hey, come to the show, because when it's just you and your friends, nobody knows who it is.
Right. Oh, dude, that's actually what happened with Kamira with Slayer, man. Kamira was the local opener for Slayer on the God Hates Us All tour, and they liked, Slayer liked Kamira and was like, hey, we got a couple more East Coast dates. Can you guys, do it? And that's what jump started Kamira. I remember going, and their banner was already hanging, and their shirts were actually, it had Kamira, but you know how in the dictionary it'll have that weird looking shit to help you pronounce what the word says underneath the word? That's what their shirts were. And I'm like, Kamira, who the fuck are these guys? And dude, they fucking blew me out the water. I got in a little late words. Josh, he's a little inebriated at the moment.
I can imagine.
I sent the link to a couple other guests. Maybe they'll pop on. We'll get a little surprise.
Yeah, get on, motherfuckers. Stop being a bitch. Get in the pit. Get in the online mosh pit.
Well, one of them read it. Let's see if they pop on. It'll be a surprise.
What about Matt?
I actually just got, right before I came on, I was talking to my mom. He's not home right now because he's been wanting to come on. I'd like to introduce him to some people. I don't know what TK's doing. But as for the title of the stream, did you hear about what Shawn Crahan said?
No.
He said that he's getting to that point where, he's not getting any younger. They've been writing, so, obviously they're going to be working on a new album. But he's honestly thinking about, retiring. And he's saying he's up for keeping the band going and just, say Shawn retires. He wants his son to fill his spot and just keep the, Slipknot going as a band and, just eventually long way down the road, it be a whole new band, but it's Slipknot. What's your thoughts on that? I think it's kind of weird.
It is? Okay. Here's my thoughts on that. Because I agree with him, because we've been writing even for a little time, and I'm like, I want something to happen. I want something to happen. I want something to happen. Everybody does. I saw Slipknot just retiring. I was talking with Chris about this. And my thoughts on that are this. They don't want to become a parody of themselves, because Metallica didn't retire. And then they started doing weird things. I'm like, they're opening up for baseball games, and they're like playing with Lady Gaga, and I'm like, I don't know. It feels kind of goofy. Slayer, I think, should have hung it up. And then Ozzy's doing reality TV. I feel like, Clown and them, if they just keep going into their 50s, they'll be doing something like, hi, I'm Clown. Here's an Old Navy commercial. Where's Slipknot?
Right. Here's my... I am a man. I could see him retiring because, Metallica, it's got its heavy moments, but can you imagine being 60 trying to fucking play Surfacing or something?
I think we lost you. Josh, I'll keep the stream going. Metal is cool. Listen to metal.
What, you can't hear me?
For a second.
You hear me now?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
What I was saying essentially is that when you get so old, I saw Blue Oyster Cult in their like 50s and 60s. They couldn't hit the high notes. They still had that energy, but it wasn't the same. I'm not saying like if you're a musician, like give up on your dream if you get older, but newer bands are coming in, and at a certain point, maybe it's time to hang it up. Respectfully.
Right.
People in their 20s, 30s, and 40s, See,
it must have cut out when I was saying it, but here's my thoughts on it. This ain't Aerosmith or the fucking Rolling Stones and shit, Can you imagine a 60, 65-year-old trying to get up there and play surfacing or fucking
In a jumpsuit, like setting himself on fire, like, okay, kids, I'm gonna self-immolate.
Yeah, dude, it ain't fucking happening, man. Like,
Let me take my oxygen, then I'll burn myself. Ooh, that was fiery.
and this might sound lame, dude. I had a boner with Slipknot when they first came out, and this is gonna sound really immature. I mean,
No, I think everybody did.
Iowa, I thought was a fucking awesome album, but in my school, at least, I never had heard of Slipknot, and then all of a sudden, all these jock preppy fucking kids are coming to school wearing Slipknot shirts. I'm like, the fuck is this Slipknot shit, man? And I got the album. I'm like, what the fuck, you know? Like, and I kind of dug it, but it just weirded me out how, like, at least where I was at, how it came in. Like, I never heard of them, never seen an album, nothing. And then all of a sudden, all these fucking Richie yuppie kids that were picking on me for being a metalhead are rocking some band shirt. But that's kind of why I had a weird, like, fuck that band. They're for jocks. But I don't know. Iowa, I think, is a solid album.
I think a lot of people are in the 90s. They heard, like, I heard Korn. I really liked it. Was highly influenced by John Davis. I thought Limp Bizkit was cool. Maybe some of my interest in metal is because, like, my family is more like traditional. They're like, stay away from Limp Bizkit and IP, you know, Insane Clown Posse. They're weird. I'm like, no. There's something interesting here. And actually, I didn't really like Limp Bizkit after a while, but I still like Korn. And then Slipknot came out, and I'm like, who are these guys? I saw a lot of people going in Hot Topic and wearing them. So I'm like, is this a trend?
Yeah.
They weren't jocks, but I saw everybody at Hot Topic buying Slipknot shirts. I'm like, whatever. And then I heard some of Corey Taylor's music in Stone Sour, and I'm like, this guy's good. He's a good writer. Who the hell is Corey Taylor? Lead singer of Slipknot. Huh. Well, maybe I better take another look at them. I didn't. So I didn't like their first album, but I came in like All That Remains, and I'm like, oh, they have some good shit. And Corey Taylor does some good writing in Stone Sour, and I actually liked Stone Sour before I liked Slipknot.
I will give Corey across. Dude could sing, man.
Mm-hmm.
But he's always got it. He's the thing that bothers me is whenever there's some controversy going on, it's Corey Taylor and fucking what's his name, Scotty, and those are the dudes that are like, well, my opinion, blah 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 blah. Like, I don't know. Like, I'll give the dude his respect. He could definitely fucking sing, man. And like I said, Iowa, that I forget what year that came out, but I remember for like that whole summer, that was like, we partied at my buddy's house, and he was like an ICP fan, fucking Coal Chamber fan, and he loved Slipknot. So his house was the party house. So Iowa was like the soundtrack of that summer. And I dug it, man. I mean, it was a pretty heavy album. Pedro, I never cared. Wait, I'm tired of Slipknot. People can say they're the same, but not to me. I still like their old shit, but their new shit makes me not want to jam it. I never cared for Stone Sour. Yeah, Stone Sour's a little on the softer side. My thing is, though, is it shows his range. Like, he can definitely fucking sing, you know, for sure.
Here's the thing. I'll be honest. I do my stuff with Feast. You've heard it. It's like death metal, deathcore.
Yeah.
I would wager to say even the most brutal guy who's like all the time, even cattle decapitation, I would say, even if you're the most brutal, you know, destroy humanity, everything, I think there's a time when you have to go and pull out an acoustic guitar or drums if you play, and like play some chill music. Also, when you learn to play an instrument, you generally don't pick up a guitar and be Yngwie Malmsteen, right?
Yeah.
Like, you're in a band. You generally go to a music teacher and be like, okay, I want to play metal. Well, how do you get to playing metal? You do play stuff like Stone Sour. You do play stuff like Neil Young. That's why I like Neil Young. You do play stuff that, okay, well, I don't want to play these 10-chord songs, but you have to generally to get like a foundation. You know what I mean? It's like you have to do some basic punches and kicks before you do like Taekwondo or Jeet Kune Do. So, but when you do that so much, you look up and go, what else can I play? And I was looking at Neil Young. I was playing Collective Soul. I was playing a lot of stuff on my acoustic, and that's why I developed an appreciation for softer stuff. I even thought, you know, when I'm not doing stuff with Feast, if I had more time, I'd just pull out my acoustic and do my own type of, not like Stone Sour, because I'm not going to do the rock thing. It would just be me with an acoustic guitar. But I think you need that like softness, because you can't be intense you can't do Slipknot 24/7. There's nothing wrong. And I think Stone Sour is really good. I do like it. Some people don't care for it. Like, I guess the guys are like, be heavy all the time. But can you really? And or even like the most metalheads like that, like some metalheads like, oh, okay.
I can definitely appreciate, melody in some music. It's funny you said Cattle Decapitation. Is that Derek Engelman, or however you pronounce his name? He's in Scour. Phil's that band that I was talking about earlier, because he was actually supposed to come on the show. He couldn't make it, so John Jarvis. And fuck, I'm an idiot right now. I can't.
If he comes back, I'll order a hamburger. I'll be like, this is pretty good, man. Did you know Jack Links? Yeah.
What's that?
I said I'd make a joke. If I saw Cattle Decapitation, I get like a hamburger there or something, and they're like, "Yeah, I love your band." Oh shit! Although I think some of them aren't vegan, so I don't really understand it. Then they're like, "Save the animals." Hey, the one I just had was good. Fuck you. The drummer's eating chicken.
What the fuck? That's gonna piss me off right now. John Jarvis. I can't think of the other fucking bands John Jarvis is in right now, but he was in a handful of bands.
T-Room.
One man.
Yo. Oh, he made it. What up, dude?
He's he's blowing up.
Shoot me in the head and drag me till I'm dead.
Okay.
Fucking life rules, man. Oh, fun, man. Especially
real life sucks.
No, it's fake life sucks. Real life rules. The suffering and the pain, dude, you can't get it anywhere, man. You can't buy that shit. You can't buy that.
I don't mean to bother. I don't need to be. I'll keep slipping farther.
What?
Once I hold on.
That's weird. I normally remember to do that. I haven't shared the fucking link anywhere to let people know we're live. I mean, we got some viewers, but
yeah,
we've been kind of slacking.
Yeah, we're not.
I've been slacking.
That's it, Pedro. Thanks, man. John Jar, he's in Pig Destroyer, Agoraphobic Nosebleed, and there's one more. I can't think of it right now. It's gonna bother me. Fulgora.
There you go. You
in One Direction.
Yep, in One Direction.
He's a backup for Harry.
He's what rocks the skinny jeans.
Dude, I love those skinny jeans, man. I shop in the girls section all the time.
You missed what we were kind of talking about there for a minute. Shawn from
Retiring.
Yeah, and Shawn talking about instead of retiring the band, like doing kind of what Skinner did in a way, hand down, your part to your son, or just let people.
That wasn't what Skinner. You mean we're gonna take them on a plane and crash them and kill one of the people, and then let the fucking son take over? Yeah, dude, that sounds like a fucking plan, dude. That's awesome. Yeah. Kill Slipknot and the fuck the clown.
What do you think of that?
It's not real, dude. I think it's all fake band news.
Really?
No, I don't know, man. I never really got into Slipknot. It was
because some people got like real pissed off, like Kiss, with the dudes coming in and fucking taking over, rocking their makeup and all that.
Yeah, but I didn't even see that. The kids from Gene and all them wearing the makeup doing a band.
And I heard someone talking back around that sounded like your voice.
Here's the thing. Kiss is a business fucking band. Kiss was just there to like, hey, look, we're edgy. Can I have money? They're like the old school Nickelback. Like, no, I don't take Nickelback. I don't take either of them really seriously.
No, because I mean anything. I think it's the music too, the simplicity of the music. Kind of, either you were like, yeah, I'm hip to it, or I'm just like whatever.
I did not really care
the
for
music.
Kiss.
No, the music's boring to me. You know, it's like I can't ride the E for 10 minutes, man. Let's go.
Yeah.
You know, and have fire. I don't have the, you know, they were the first theatrics. I mean, God bless them. You know, they were a stepping stone that needed to be, you know, but so was like
Alice Cooper's a better stepping stone.
Yeah, Alice Cooper, Arthur Brown, and the crazy world of Arthur Brown, dude. Look it up, man. The guy was intensely fucking tripping on acid. But yeah, it needed to be, and it happened at the time, and you know, fucking a lot of people love him.
Yeah, there was people fucking pissed about them doing that.
But I did like the Kiss cards when I was a kid. You would find Kiss cards, and we were like, wow, cool. We get like explosions and Kiss, and you know, and it smelled like a certain way, like gum, you know, like this gum stick that was in the pack. So that's the only like fond memory of Kiss I have, but the rest of it.
See, my mom
Frehley's
was a hardcore Kiss fan.
Well, that's the thing. Either you're all or nothing. You know,
right? Yeah, because that's what we used to get her every year for Christmas was something from Kiss. You know, because we knew she would like it. But growing up, man, that's all I heard. It was weird because it was like Kiss and ABBA.
That's ABBA, dude. Yeah, like, yeah.
And then my dad was like Black Sabbath and GNR and old Metallica.
Coming out of the 70s, dude, I remember like in 78 and 77, my brother and sister were like 10 years older than me. So I got turned on early to Black Sabbath and a whole bunch of different things. But I remember trying to find music and shit. I'm like, this stuff all sucks, like on the radio, everywhere. Oh, man, it was the worst. It was the worst.
Felix knows. She just said, I love Arthur Brown. It's the keyboardist, though. Atomic Rooster came way before Kiss.
Yeah.
They were still.
Yeah. Yep.
Pedro said Skinner is more of a tribute band now. They've got like 2 originals out of 9, and 1 is the piano player. Biker Charlie said Kiss can kiss my whip.
Yeah. Yo, I split my lip today. A board at work fucking came flying right at my face and loosened my tooth and split my lip. I'm like, fuck.
That sucks.
As the furnace kept on going in and out, shutting off, turning back on. I'm all covered in diesel fuel. Fucking should light myself on fire.
Pictures you're posting, man. That looks like a serious fucking project.
Dude, I've been just balls to the wall making cars. I've got like 3 cars out, and I got 1 more this week. And I got one customer's car outside in the snow because he hasn't paid. And there's no room for you now.
Oh, goodbye. Fucking right, dude.
Yep.
And then this is pretty crazy. That As I Lay Dying singer, I guess, is trying to get the band back together or get another version of As I Lay Dying going. And I'm not reading his long ass apology he posted because it's fucking forever.
Yeah, I wasn't huge on them. They're okay.
I seen them. I think it was one of the festivals I went to back in the day, and you know, they weren't bad live. You know, they're definitely not a band I would get into, but you know, I was pleasantly surprised that their showmanship. It wasn't one of the fucking 30 shit bands that you're just dying to see get off the fucking stage. That's just fucking crazy though, because weren't they like a Christian type band, like all into God and shit?
I guess.
And then he tries having his wife fucking offed. It's crazy. I don't see there. I mean, there isn't too much fucking metal news. It's getting oh yeah, see, and he's starting to release reissues and vinyl, and yeah, he's definitely fucking trying. Oh shit! In the real Venom, actually, I don't want to sound rude, but you know, we had Demolition Man from Venom Inc. on the show. He's a cool ass dude, but Venom with Kronos is about to release a new EP, 100 Miles to Hell. Oh, it's coming out next week. You know about Venom?
Mm-mm.
I can't say that I know a whole bunch about them. The other Josh showed me them, but you know, they're an influence on a bunch of fucking metal bands. And we had Tony Demolition Man, who was a bassist for a little bit of time, and they went out, and it's Tony Demolition Man. God, I'm like brain dead today. The two other members of the original Venom, and they started Venom Inc. They have some of their own originals, and they also do some old Venom covers. And I guess there's a slight beef between Venom and Venom Inc. But that was one of our best interviews, man. Tony Demolition Man he was super fucking cool, dude. A British bloke. Yep, very early age. You're right, Felix. That album Black Metal, like if you talk to a lot, like Phil Anselmo, fucking Jimmy, like big time fucking metal icons, they all fucking give praise to Venom. Even Metallica. You should check that interview out, Kareem. That was that was a good one, man. Like he was cool as shit, dude. He was at home in England, and it was one of our pre-record ones. And dude, he stayed on with us for like 2 hours, dude. Super fucking nice guy, man.
Sweet.
And he said when he's in town, he wants to meet up. So I'm definitely gonna take advantage of that.
By all means.
I would too. Original members. Yeah. Like Darren just said, both Venoms have a lot of original members split in 2 bands. They're like crazy, like I don't even know how, like, because I hate, you know, you can't help but to put bands into genres or classify them as a certain genre, but that's like sometimes the only way I know how to describe it. If I'm talking to somebody else that's into metal, I'm like, hey, did you ever hear this band? They're more like a deathcore, fucking punk rock, like. Or you just say they sound like Superjoint or Pantera. That's cool, man, because these dudes are they're getting old, man.
They are, but they keep going.
And then did you see the interview with Rob Halford? They got nominated to get into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
I did not.
And then yeah, they ended up not, you know, they didn't get inducted, but he did an interview on some radio show. I mean, it's Rob Halford, so you know he spoke with some decorum, but you can tell he's pissed.
The hard part with metal news is it's so hard because like I'm getting bombarded with everything else. Like people are talking about Steelers and Patriots. They're talking about the new Star Wars. They're talking about something retarded Trump did. That's not a surprise. And then I'm trying to like parse through all that to like, what's going on in metal?
Well, dude, you know, I'm not a huge football fan, but I was on the stream with Joker last night while the game was going on. And it was funny because our other buddy John was on, and he's from New England. Or I don't actually know. He's from Maine, but he's in New England. Is that New England, Maine?
Yeah, it's around that.
No.
Somewhere.
Oh,
I guess.
I don't consider Maine New England, but it is.
You're New England, right?
Yep.
Did you watch the game?
Patriots. Yeah, I saw the previews or whatever. I haven't been watching any TV. I don't really watch TV, nor do I watch overpriced sports people.
Well, like I said, I'm not a huge Steeler, or no, I can't say Steeler, football in general, but I know the rules, and I caught the highlights today. But I think we were robbed.
Yeah, but it is what it is.
Yep.
2 feet went down before the goal. I don't know. Shit happens like that. It can go either way. You know, it's a game. But
I'm honestly surprised it was that close, dude. I thought the Patriots were going to take a giant shit on us.
Dude, I just love your coach's reaction after that moment, like an interception for real. Like it was like last year at the Super Bowl when we won the Super Bowl at the end. Everyone was like, "What the fuck?"
Dude, it's just funny because Tomlin's eyes, they just get so fucking big.
Yeah. It's
I bet he's a scary looking dude. He's yelling at you.
Yeah,
we got fucking
I think the NFL's fixed 100%.
Yeah,
oh, dude.
all high price things. It's sports.
Well, the NBA
is crazy.
the NBA is still safe. I've been watching the NBA. It's basketball still fucking pure, at least. I mean,
I think baseball's pretty pure.
I mean, you can't tell me Atlanta was up 35-3 with 15 minutes to go, and then all of a sudden Tom Brady pulls out his little skills and they won 30. I'm like, no. No. Yeah,
dude, it's that
bullshit. There's no way Atlanta and Matt Ryan folded in 15 minutes. Are you fucking kidding me? With that team having the defense they had, no, it's fixed.
Chris,
that's the only logical explanation.
Hate Tom Brady.
I hate that fucking team so much.
I get that all the time. People are
Pussy
like,
ass
so like, how does
Tom
this
Brady.
happen? How does that happen? But it did. It happened. Sorry.
Yeah, but it's fixed, bro.
Baseball's pure. It's
got to be fixed, man. There's no logical explanation for a team
anyway
scoring 32 points in 15 minutes. That's ridiculous.
So, and T-Woom and Josh were talking about Slipknot retiring. I gave my thoughts on it.
Ain't that one of Chris's favorite band?
Yeah, Chris actually made a video on it.
I did a video on it. You know, it's really good. I talked about the fact that they've been giving 150% for 20 years. To me, there's no other band in history that's as intense as them, that works as hard as they do, that's done as much for music.
Oh, I mean, there are.
Well, okay, that's fun. That's fair to say for you, but I mean, not for me. I mean, I've been into them for 20 years. So,
what do you think of Shawn saying about handing like their role over to keep the band going?
I think that was just a joke. I don't think they're actually gonna do that.
I've heard him say that several times, though, man.
Yeah, but that's clown. He's twisted, man. That's what he does.
About his kid wearing, them practicing at their house and all that shit.
I don't see it happening because I don't think Shawn would feel it would be valid and that it would be authentic enough to do something like that. That guy kills himself for his art. I mean, they all do.
Shawn's definitely a crazy motherfucker.
They are, man. And I guess that to me what it is, I mean, I've been listening to metal for over 25 years, and I was waiting for a band like that. I've been waiting for a band was going to blow me away and change my life with their message and everything, what they stand for, and then they came out in '99, and I was like, this is it. You know, this is the only fucking band I love other bands too, but they're the ones I've paid the most attention to.
Yeah,
I just wish they. I wish they presented the music than the theatric part. I didn't really get off on the theatric part.
It's a mixture of both, man. because the visceral visual performance of it goes right along with the music too. It's
Well,
a combination of both, man, and they put just as much into the visual and the visual aspect as they do in the music. And I wouldn't really call it theatrical because they're not fucking around. They don't go on stage and do that to get reactions. That's 100% real for them. So I don't really consider it theatrical. And when I've seen them live many times, and I've never thought it was an act. I never thought it was just a performance. It's extremely authentic. So
yeah.
you know, for me, that's just it. You know, there's a reason they have millions of fans around the world, and it's because they're not fucking around.
See, I only got to see them one time, and it was headlining the second stage, and it was daylight. So
Was that at Ozfest?
yeah,
Yeah.
I think it was an Ozfest.
Yeah, I bet you lose a lot of intensity without that. Without the theatrics.
I mean, okay, but go ahead. Sorry, I'm interrupting you, Team.
No. That was what that's where I ended.
Here's the thing about them. Nobody's ever gonna know what it's like except for 9 people. You know, people can say what they want about them. They can say this and that, but the Maggots and the band are really the only people that know what it's all about.
Well, Mushroom Head has 9 people too, I think.
Yeah,
I can't take them seriously though. I can't take them seriously.
That's a band I've seen 1,000,001 fucking times, and that's another one that I seen them one time where they were outside in the daylight, and it was like a completely fucking different show.
Yeah,
was it boring?
Compared to their normal shows, yeah, because I like Mushroom Head, but they do depend a lot on.
But wait,
like they got the 2 water drums going and all that.
But see, you like that music. You like music, correct? You know, on your headphones or whatever, without the visual. And
see, that's the thing. I do, and I don't know. I have a weird stance with that shit. Like I like Mushroom Head, but I like them more for their shows. Like they're, you know, I want to say I can't take them serious, but you know. My brother had showed me them years and years ago. I went to one of their shows. I'm like, they put on a fucking good show, but they're not a band where I have all their albums and I listen to them. You know, they're a band. Oh, Mushroom Head's coming. Let's go. You know, but
they're a fun time. Kind of
to me, they're not doing it for the same reason that Slipknot are doing it. It's night and day with those bands, in my opinion, man.
And not to mention, you know, because they're right down in Cleveland, so.
Yeah,
you know, I've heard a lot of stories
about them. Even for Slipknot, you listen. Okay, so you put them at that different genre or a different level, I'd say.
Absolutely.
And so you are able to listen to them in the car and drive down and get off on their music.
Oh, of course, man. It's always been about the music and the lyrics first. But like I said, the way they've set themselves on fire, broken bones, fucking killed themselves on stage, like they're insane.
But yeah,
here's the thing, I think, and they've all.
But Gigi Allen.
I know who Gigi Allen is too.
Yeah. He cut himself. He broke a bone. He did whatever he needed to do. Theatrical part, theatrically wise, you know, speaking.
I don't know who that is actually. Probably
he was like
notorious. Time the fuck out. What?
Yeah, okay. He doesn't know who he is. Yeah, okay.
No, that's a New Hampshire native, man. Look him up.
Yeah, but for me, what it was is
I'm a New Hampshire.
They don't. When they put on those masks and those jumpsuits, they've all said this. They become something that they used to be in a previous life. You know, like almost like a primordial animal consciousness that all comes out of them when they get together and they do that, and that's. I don't think they've never been a band to me that's ever lied about any of it, and so I fully believe that that's what happens to them, and I don't know, man. It's hard to articulate the passion because unless you've been there since day one, and that's the music you were looking for, and that's what I love about Slipknot is that there's people that hate them and then there's people that love them. There's no middle ground with them, and I'm fully for that. I don't.
We had Dave Felton from Mushroom Head on the show before, and what I was going to say was, you know, I'm real close to Cleveland, and I talked to a handful of people that are in bands from Cleveland. And from what I was told, and also, you know, Dave Felton, you know, confirmed some of it. A lot of the reasons Slipknot or Mushroom Head didn't reach that next level was because they fucked over a lot of people, and they, you know, they're actually not fun to work with.
To do business with, yeah.
Well, dude, I mean, fuck, dude, Dave Felton, his brother's the leader of the band, Skinny, who's the drummer, and they fucking fired him over email, and he was in the band for how many fucking years? And then, I mean, Chris, did you ever hear?
Thank God for emails.
Yeah.
Did I ever hear about what?
I guess it's been kind of, I can't say it was confirmed, but the rumor is Mushroom Head was supposed to be signed by Roadrunner. Roadrunner wanted them to change their music up a little bit. They told Roadrunner to fuck off.
Yeah.
And then like 6 months later, Slipknot appears with no album, barely anything, and is headlining, or not headlining, but they're on Ozfest.
Yeah, they're all like somehow
Well,
they
that
jump
just tells you something about Slipknot's music and the authenticity of it. That tells you that there's your answer. And Slipknot did not fire their drummer over email. I have my own thoughts on why that happened.
No, I don't know. I'm talking about the Mushroom Head fire.
Oh, I don't know anything about them, so I'm not going to sit here and pretend I know a lot about that.
That's what I was saying. Dave Felton, he was on the show from Mushroom Head. He's the dude that got fired via email from Mushroom Head, and his brother, his fucking blood brother, like real life brother, is the leader of the band. And he had to fire his fucking own blood via email. That's pretty fucking sad.
That's weak.
I don't know.
That's no balls.
I've never been a fan of that band, so I just don't pay any attention to
them. Start in the beginning. How did they start? And
holy fuck, dude! Do you have 3 hours, T-Woom?
No, I don't. No, I don't. But I think
there's a deep history there. They all started playing together. Well, they're all from Des Moines, right? So they all were in different bands. They were all in different bands first, doing Battle of the Bands and playing music, and then when Clown owned the Safari Club, he would bring bands in and he would evaluate them and watch them and see what they were talking about, what kind of message they were presenting, and then he started getting this idea to form this band that was going to change, that was going to revolutionize the world with their art. And the chief member of every band that was playing there at the time all came together to form Slipknot. So it was like the top 9 guys of each band that they were all in, and they all just got together. And it all started in a basement in Des Moines in 1995. Contrary to people thinking Mushroom Head came out first with the masks and stuff. No, Slipknot wearing masks goes back to as early as 1995. Clown actually had the very first mask, and the rest of the members wore like these weird costumes, and like the singer Andres Kolevsny at the time had like wrapped tape around his face and shit. And
dude, I wore a mask in '85, bro. I wore a mask in '85 the first time I had sex because the girl was scared.
I was born in '85.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
I was all alone, ma.
But they and Clown would shower the audience with sparks from a power drill, and they would be really dimly lit, and that just set the tone from then on what that band was going to do. I think it came very early that they were going to be the most insane band in the world.
And Corey Taylor, he wasn't even the original singer.
No, he joined later. Anders Kolevsny. Not sure why he didn't stay. I think Corey's voice is better, but Clown didn't think that Kolevsny had enough melody, so then they brought in Corey. And Corey was actually in Stone Sour first, and Stone Sour existed around the same time as Slipknot, and they even they even competed against each other in the early days in the Battle of Bands things in Des Moines and stuff, and Slipknot won every time. And then Corey was at the very first Slipknot show, and he was just like, I'm going to sing for this band one day. So Mick and, I think it was Mick and Chris. No, because Chris hadn't joined the band until later as well. It was another guy that was originally on percussion. But Chris joined the band at a later time as well, and then basically Mick and Joey went into the Adult Emporium where Corey was working and said, you know, you're joining the band or we're kicking your fucking ass. So
I will say, fucking Joey
joined the band.
Fucking wicked fucking drummer.
He is, and I want to see him come back. Now, I gave my thoughts on why I think he was let go from the band, and I think it had to do with illicit substance abuse, because you don't get transverse myelitis from anything but heroin. I've been researching the hell out of that condition, and it's a drug-induced illness. And if they did let him go, well, that's why, because they weren't going to watch another brother die of drugs after losing Paul Gray. So a lot of people were really salty about the whole thing, and Joey denies that that's what happened, but I can't see them just up and letting him go for no reason. You know, he's been there since the beginning, so I just don't believe it. I don't believe one word of that. I think that's just Joey being angry and firing back at them. And
isn't the new drummer related to one of the Night Show guys?
Jay Weinberg is their new drummer, yes. And Max Weinberg's his dad. So whatever band he was in, I don't know.
Yeah, he drummed for one of the Night Shows or some shit like that.
I don't know, but I don't like Jay Weinberg very much at all. Their new bassist, Alessandro Venturillo, was the bassist for Mastodon and a few other bands, and he's cool. He's really cool, but I don't know. It's a miracle they're even still going after Paul's death. It really is.
Yeah, that was fucking crazy when that happened. They had fucking press conferences and all that shit.
Yeah, it really, really. Well, that's why their new album is so insane, because I think they were, you know, they didn't know how the hell they were even going to get in the studio after that. So it was.
See, I really dug the Iowa sound. That was like the only album I really.
They've brought that back on the new record. It's brutal. So you can't make the same album over and over again.
Right. Pedro said, "Word, I like Slipknot's first and Iowa. They may have a few other songs here and there that I like, but not a huge follower." That's pretty much where I am, Pedro. Mushroom Head, like I said, I knew them first because I'm right next to Cleveland, so Pittsburgh's always a stop when they tour. But they're more of a band I go see just because I know their show's good. But they're not I listen to them every day and they changed my life. No, not me. I just thought it was crazy that fucking. Okay, T-Wim says his phone keeps shutting off. So he probably, I mean, we only got a couple minutes left anyway, but. What is it? But, shit, yeah. I forget where I read that or heard that. It was just the other day, I think. It's one of the metal YouTube channels I fucking watch. And they were saying that Shawn said that. And I was like, I don't know, man.
Yeah, he did. He did say it.
And then, like I said, a long time ago, like, the first time I heard it, though, it kind of goes with what you're saying, he's joking around, but it was like a tongue-in-cheek type thing when they're like, what are you going to do when you're like 70? And he said about his son, when they used to practice, would, be there and all that shit, and that he may hand the clown persona down to his son. But Corey Taylor, even though I'm not a huge Slipknot fan, the dude could sing, and there's gonna be you can't replace that.
I don't think you can replace any of them.
Right, but they all got their parts, but singer's definitely the hardest thing to get past.
I don't think they're gonna put a band out without any of the original members. I just can't see that happen.
Sailor's knot will never fail you, and a Windsor. There's the man. Now, you into Scour, Chris? Did you hear any of their stuff?
Black metal?
Yeah, they're like a black death metal. It's one of Phil's newer projects. They just
No, I haven't heard Scour yet. No.
They just played two. They, you know, I think this is only their third or fourth time playing live. They just did back-to-back Dallas and then Austin, Texas, and they did a couple Pantera covers. And other than, you know, it's definitely not dime on guitar. Phil's, you gotta check it out. It was pretty fucking cool.
I will. Yeah.
And then the Illegals, man, I'm hoping to see some touring soon. Their album's ready, and they're together a lot right now. So with the album being dropped and them rehearsing a lot, that can only mean one thing.
Yeah.
Cool. I tried getting De Leon on, but he didn't even read my message.
I wonder where the hell Trainer is.
I don't know. He's muted, but we got like 2 minutes left anyway. So
yeah.
I'm glad he actually brought you on, because I remember you saying how much you like Slipknot, so you know your shit.
Yeah,
so it's cool to hear your take on it.
They've been just a huge part of my life for 20 years. So. Yeah.
I thought you were a fan of Waylon Dempsey. I've met him. No, like I was saying, Waylon as a dude's pretty cool. My ex, I should say, she fucking loved him. So every time we would go to a Mushroom Head show, she was like, I don't want to say starstruck, but would be, you know, she didn't have the balls to approach them. So I would always have to be the dude to be like, oh, hey, man, I can call him over.
Yeah.
Or walk up to him. And I actually, just at the Superjoint show I went to in Cleveland, dude, he was in the crowd. And I was bullshitting with him, got a picture with him. He's a cool dude, but as far as in his place in Mushroom Head, no, man. J-Man was, he's back in Mushroom Head, but I don't know, man. He did too much singing, dude. And with Mushroom Head, that's Jeffrey Nothing's place. You know what I'm saying, Pedro? J-Man is the shit. But yeah, well, I don't know, and then they for a while there, they ended up with 3 singers, and it just got fucking crazy, dude. Like J-Man came back, so they had 3 fucking vocalists. And then the one thing Mushroom Head's doing right now that irritates me, and I know it's because Skinny, the drummer, he's the boss. They even call him Boss Man. His girlfriend Jackie LaPonza is in Unsaid Fate, so they bring that band on every fucking tour they do, and they're garbage. Like Jackie LaPonza, she's hot. I'll give her that. She's a sexy chick, but the band's garbage.
Mm-hmm.
And now she's got her own little spot where she comes up on stage.
I wouldn't doubt it. Most new bands are garbage. So.
Dude, yeah, I ain't even gonna say check them out just because I would say
check out Scour. Looks like a final kind of logo. So,
yeah, it's like a black metal, death metal band. It got members from Cattle Decapitation, Pig Destroyer.
There's members from Cattle.
Yeah,
Wow.
Derek Engelman from Cattle Decapitation's in there, and then John Jarvis from Pig Destroyer, Agoraphobic Nosebleed. And there's another fucking pretty decent size death metal band. I can't remember their name, but one of the members are in Scour.
You said Phil Anselmo.
Yeah, he does the vocals.
That's fucking cool.
Yeah, and then from what I heard, I can't, dude, I'm actually ashamed to say I can't think of the name because he started another project that's going death metal style. And they just announced the name of the band, and I can't fucking remember it right now. It's a weird name, but I can't think of it right now.
Cool.
But yeah, man, we're gonna go ahead and wrap up. I guess Kareem lost connection, so make sure you tell him I said thanks for coming on.
Yep, for sure. Cool.
And thanks for coming on as well, brother.
Yeah, man, for sure. Thanks. Take care.
Hell yeah. Have a good night, everybody.